Okay, so today's topic is very important topic, and okay, in this topic, I'm going to give introduction and a brief on the important key components like key setups what we are going to do for the application level. So these setups, whatever we are going to discuss now, it will be useful. It will be, I mean, the word and the terminologies you will heard entire course, entire end of the course, you should, I mean, you will heard this terminologies. Okay, so here a few key components I'm just letting you know. So first thing, user and role. Okay, we have to try to understand what is a user and what is a roles. There are how many roles we have in a Oracle Fusion application. Next point, try to understand about enterprise structure. What are the key components available in a enterprise structure? What are the key setups would be required to construct a enterprise structure? Okay, so in enterprise structure level, we are going to understand on calendar, currency, chart of account, accounting method, primary ledger, legal entity, and a business unit. They are the main components. Will be main components or main setups would be required for the enterprise structure. Let's understand first what is user and how many users are available in Oracle Fusion, and what is the role and what are the type of roles we have in Oracle Fusion. So generally, user will be created like user nothing but employee. Let's say you user nothing but employee. In case employee, okay, so employee can be the different type of employee. Let's say if you are running ABC Limited company, we have a ABC Limited company. In that ABC Limited company, we have, let's say, 100 employees. We have 100 employees. So within 100 employees, all 100 employees will not use the Oracle Fusion application. Okay, very few employees will work on the required, work area. Let's say we have a team, procurement team or a payable team. Okay, so they used to create invoices, they used to create a payment on Oracle application, and there are other people are there. They are working on other manufacturing activities, sales activities, and other business activities. They don't use this Oracle Fusion application. They don't needed that. So they have other applications or they have other business activities. Okay, so the users who are using this application will consider, I mean, will create user first, I mean, employee, then the same employee will give the access for the application. Okay, that is one case. The second case, user without employee card. Okay, in the previous example, employee is like is a part of organization. Okay, so he's a one of the employee under you know uh, in a group of 100 employees, but he has some special access from the application. So since he is working in a AP department, okay, account payable department. Okay, so now the second part, second type of user. So let's say third party user, let's say consultant. So for example, we are implementation consultants. We are not employee in the ABC Limited. Okay, we are not employee in the ABC Limited, but we need access for the Oracle Fusion application since we are implementing the application for the organization. So example, we are consultants. So instead of creating employment, I mean, without employee also, we can create a user and we can provide the access on the application. So that is uh, next scenario, without employee card, you can create a one user. That user can be application like application level consultant or third party. Okay, there are other type of users. So total, you can say implementation users, that is without employee card, administration, analyst, data entry users, managers. Okay, these all are employee related users. So simple example, I'm just telling you. So there are two type of employees the two type of users we can create in application. Okay, so coming to roles. Okay, what are the roles? Why we needed the rules for the users? Let's say in ABC company, as we discussed, out of 100 employees, let's say 20 members are working on the application. Okay, so this 20 members can record everyday's transaction like a payments or sales receipts, and whatever accounting activities are running on daily basis, everything will be recorded in the application. But employees are not permanent. Employees are temporary. Okay, so today he is working, but from tomorrow he may not come to the office. He may not come to the our organization. He can be resigned. Okay, so by the time he is lefting the company, he can do any fraudulental activities. Okay, if he has full access, if he has a full access on application, then there is a chance, okay, to lose our data. There is a data security issue. That's why every company will not allow you, will not allow full access on the application. So every company level, they need some data security. They need some application level security. From all the employees. So since the employees are, temporary, so we can assign the required access only. So instead of giving all full access, we can limit the access for the employee. Let's say you can say, uh, one employee is there. His role is entering the invoices only. Okay, entering the invoices. But if you provide the access to edit the invoices, to delete the invoices, or to uh, post the invoices, or approving the invoices, so if you give the total access, then he can delete or modify other invoices as well. So here we will restrict a user to enter the data only. If he entered anything like a correct or wrong, so he cannot modify it, he cannot delete it. So he has to approach the manager. Manager can do that. So there is a hierarchy, we can assign that. Okay. So like that, we can save the data. We can maintain the controlling on the application and functional data. So this is called role-based access control. Okay, based on the requirement, based on the employee limitations, we can provide the access to the employees. Okay, in this in this roles level, each role will contain multiple privileges. Each role will contain multiple privileges. Privilege nothing but so what he can do that, what he can do, like at what level, access level. So privilege nothing but to create invoices, to do a payments. Okay, and to run the report. So these are the privileges. So each role will have a different privilege. This is set of combinations of privileges. So in Oracle Fusion level, we can create our own roles. We can create we can customize the existing roles. Okay, we can add our own privileges to the customized roles. Okay, so we'll explain you in the role customization process level how we can customize the roles. Okay, how we can add required privileges and how we can create multiple roles at the same level of roles. Okay, so so for the best example, roles level, we have three type of roles. You can see here we have three type of roles: duty role, abstract role, and job role. Okay, so what is difference between these three roles? Generally, we have two levels of roles, like enterprise level role and application level role. What is mean application and enterprise? See, these two roles will be available in Oracle Fusion application. But so what I can say, like enterprise role means, since you are an employee in an organization, you will get one position. Okay, you will be getting some, your designation. So you can be L1 employee, L2, L3. So let's say that is a designation, your position. So you may be process associate, or maybe a software engineer, senior software engineer, or a lead, or project manager. Okay, or a director. Like that, we have some designation that is called a job role. Okay, and abstract role. See, in every organization, if you compare with the associate employee and a director employee, so they both are employees, but associate and a director, they both will have one common utility, common privilege, that is called employee privilege. So this associate level employee can, can see their personal information and employment details, and the whatever he got, I mean, salary, pay slip details, and investment details, everything. Okay, and also director also same location, the same portal level, he can also access their personal data or employment data, payroll data, whatever. Okay, that is called a abstract role. Okay, so commonly the irrespective of job role, irrespective of positions, if you got one common role, that is called abstract role. And job role means it's saying that it will indicate that your job position. So your associate or analyst, or next level of manager, next level of lead, that is your position. Okay, so that is enterprise level, your position. Based on that, you can provide the job role and abstract role. And now coming to application level role. So application level role is a duty role. Okay, application level role, it's a duty role. It indicates that at what level you should have the access, like a AP level, AP module level, or AR module level, or GL module level, or fixed assets module level, or cash management, expenses, advanced collection. So there are multiple modules we have. So PPM we have, SCM we have. So there are other applications, I mean other modules also we have. So here clearly indicates that this duty roles, if you assign this duty roles, that candidate will work on the required duties. Okay, so one person can have all these roles. One person can have the set of roles indicating, I mean, including abstract role, job role, and a duty role. Okay, so I hope you are understanding. If you have any questions, you can raise your questions. So after this completion of example, I will ask you. So you can ask your questions. Okay, let's say here I'm giving one example. Username called Fred. Okay, Fred joined in a company. Okay, in that is one company. Okay, there are three roles you can see here. One is account payable manager role, that is duty role. And next role, employee role, that is abstract role. Line manager, that is job role. Okay, his duty is account payable manager on US West business unit. So that is his duty role. Employee, he is having since he is an employee, like commonly he will get employee role. and a line manager his position. Okay, let's see as a employee what he can do that. Like he is having functional privilege, like so view personal bio details, okay, benefits, and he can view the expense reports. Okay, so let's see. And as a line manager position, like uh, as a line manager, just a second. Okay. So as a line manager, he will have the additional responsibility. Let's say in role level, employee role level, you can see the okay. You can see the expenses reports. But whereas line manager level, you can see other employees' expenses reports as well. Since you are a line manager, you will get the approval, notification, approval notifications. Like if somebody some employee is assigned as a, associate under your hierarchy. Okay, like since you are line manager, you will get the access for other employee expenses report. You can approve it. Okay, so that here based on your hierarchy, line manager, then you will get the access to view the other employee reports, and you can, you know, approve it, and you can do other activities as well. Okay, so this is application, sorry, hierarchy level, like enterprise level hierarchy roles. And here the duty role, here you can, what you can do here. Okay, here you can access, okay, here you can access application level. Application level, we have different business units. So especially this Fred user having access on you know US West business unit. So they have multiple business unit. Particularly, this Fred user will be access at a US West business unit. Okay, West business unit level, what he can do is, okay, manage invoices, apply or unapply payments or prepayments, everything. I mean, creating invoices, applying payments. So this is the functional privilege he has as a payable manager. Okay, this is a functional activity he is to do. Okay, he is uh, a duty role is so account payable manager. Okay, so this is how we can assign multiple roles. Okay, for one employee or one user. Okay, right. Just a second. Do you have any questions on the user and roles level?
Yeah, Mahesh, I have some questions.
Okay.
Regarding the abstract role, so for abstract role, you are saying that it's an employee role, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the concerned person will have only access to his personal details and maybe his expenses, salaries, and all those
Yes. Yes.
stuffs.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And again, and for job role, what his designation, hierarchy, that is right
Yeah.
within the organization.
Yes. Yes.
And duty role is only the operational role, if I
Yes. Yes.
understand correctly.
Correct. Correct.
Okay. And second thing is that you are telling that types of users. So one is user account having employee role, and
Mm.
another you are telling that user account without any employee role. So with employee role and without employee role, can you explain the difference once again?
With
Like,
see, so as I told that, if you say Fred user, okay, Fred user is an employee. Okay, he has some employee card. He has some employee related access. Okay, and he's a line manager. Okay, so since first he has created as an employee, then we given the access to the application. Okay,
Mm.
first he is created as a he's joined as an employee, so we given the application access next level, next step, like a uh, so this is called employee related role, employee related user.
Okay.
Okay, employee card user, you can say. So without creating any employee, so let's say we are consultants. We are a consultant. We are not part of the organization. We are not employee for the organization. Okay. First, they without creating any employment, like we can get the access. Okay, we can get the access at a application level. Simply, you can create a go to tools and you can create a user and you can create a you can give this some required roles. Okay, simple best example, we have a suppliers like we used to purchase some raw material from the supplier. Okay, supplier they need to send the invoices, they need to communicate with us like so we can give the access to the suppliers for the supplier portal. Okay, so they will not have the access on our data. Okay, or functional data, invoices or payments, whatever we have business data, right? So they will never see our data, but they can connect on the application. They can communicate on the application for their requirement, their information. Okay,
Mhm.
that is called other application level user. So third party users. So they will not, you know, they cannot see any data, they cannot operate, they cannot act any other activities on our application. So like that, we can create a few users. So that is
Okay.
called without employee card users.
Okay. So, with the example, like Mahesh, you're saying, so if like suppose it's a supplier, and from the supplier end there comes a request that they want to only see whether their invoices has been approved or not. So that access can be provided to check in
Sorry,
the
invoices means like,
AP invoices, what they are
okay,
say they're sending to us.
okay.
They want to say they want to check whether those invoices are approved from our end or not.
See, approval, invoices confirmed, that is not their matter. Like they are sending the invoices, we will verify it and we will confirm them. So that is
Okay.
B2B communication. That level he can do that. So invoice level, whether this invoice is confirmed, whether the invoice is failed, whether invoices are created or not, that is not their business. Like they will send the invoices. First, we have some hierarchies like so there is a matching process. Okay, PO level to invoice level and receiving level. We have some levels of matchings. So once we completed those all matchings, then we can confirm this invoice is correct and we have received the material against the same invoice. Then only we will do the payment. So there is another process we'll discuss in next level. Okay,
Okay.
right. So coming to other components, okay. So let's discuss few important roles. You can make it note. Okay, rules required for the implementation consultant. So let's say ABC Limited company is there. So they needed to implement Oracle Fusion new brand application. Okay, brand new application they need to implement. Still they did not use this application. Now they are trying, I mean, they are searching for the best ERP application. They found Oracle Fusion application is the best in the market. Now they are implementing the Oracle Fusion application into their organization. So since we are working in a software company, they approach to our software company. So we have agreement between ABC Limited company and our consulting company. So consulting company nothing but a software company. So software company, as we are working as a employee in the software company, the company will assign us to ABC Limited company to support and to implement the application on ABC application. ABC Limited Company. So since we are implementation consultant, okay, we should know about this particular three important roles. Okay, so first one, application implementation consultant. Next, IT security manager. Next one, employee. Okay, application implementation consultant. What is application implementation consultant? Okay, so before that, we'll note you one thing. So when you are adding roles, okay, you can see this, each role will be duplicated. So when you are adding roles to your user, so if you search for application implementation consultant, you can see multiple duplicated roles. Okay, same role, but it is duplicated with the different names. You have to find out the original one and you cannot pick it the same. So you should not use the copy or other duplicated or other rules. Okay, because in Oracle Fusion we have a privilege to create a multiple customized roles. Okay, we have a privilege to create a multiple customized roles. Okay, so here one more important thing, every role, every code level, you can see ORA as a prefix. So what is difference between ORA without ORA? So ORA means if I mean every application level, if it is a latest role, latest version, then you will see without ORA. Like that, you can best example you can see here, ASM application implementation consultant job. This is a role code for the application implementation job role. So this is role name, this is role code. This code will never duplicate. Name can be duplicate, but code never duplicate. Okay, if you find without ORA, that is a new version. If you find with ORA underscore ASM underscore application implementation concern like that, that is a previous version. Okay, if it is started with ORA, then that is a previous version. If it is started with without ORA, that is a latest version. So at implementation time, you can consider the latest version. Okay, if you are doing testing or if you are practicing in our Fusion instance, you can consider ORA. So nothing will change, but yeah, so there is a bit difference between latest version and previous versions. Simple. Okay, now coming to understand an application implementation consultant. So when you add the application implementation consultant, it will provide, the provision you can see setup and maintenance. So using this setup and maintenance, privilege, what you can do is you can do the entire enterprise level setups and configurations. Okay, enterprise level, you can do the setup and configurations. You can create, you can modify, you can delete everything. So end-to-end setups you can do using this application implementation consultant role. Okay, this is nothing but functional setup manager role. Okay, functional setup FSM, nothing but FSM, functional setup manager role. So using this setup functional setup manager role or application implementation consultant role, what you can do is entire process you can configure the required setups for the enterprise structure, and you can deploy them, and you can maintain. Our maintenance means anytime you can modify it. Okay, anytime you can modify, you can uh, you can control on the overall setups and the configurations of the organization. So this functional setup role, see this is functional setup consultant role will be provided to admin application, uh, enterprise level, company level admins will have this role, and other than organization level, as a functional consultant we will get this role as a, since we are doing the setups for the enterprise structure, we will have this application implementation consultant role. Okay, so end users will never have this application implementation consultant role. So end user will have their duty roles. Okay, their very limited roles. So this is ultimate, you know, uh, uh, you know, admin role to access the entire setups of the organization. So this role will be provided to only functional consultants. So because they are working on the setup and configurations. Okay, next IT security manager. IT security manager means it will helps you to create different roles and to create different users. And for the users, you can assign the different roles. You can modify the roles. You can delete the roles. Everything like a, so it's like a administration role. Okay, administration level access we will get using the IT security manager. So application level, you can see security console option. So in this previous uh, application implementation console level, you can see setup and maintenance option. Now IT security manager level, what you can see, security console. Security console option you can see in the tools level. Okay, so using this security console, you can create roles, you can create notification, you can create users, you can assign the roles for the users. So those activities, simple activities you can do with the IT security manager. So employee abstract role, you, as you know that, so I mean, if you want to view application level portal access like your biodata and so this is abstract role. So this is optional. Okay, you can assign or you can if you don't need, you can ignore it. Okay, these are the three important roles would be required. I mean, for the implementation process. So as of now, we discussed on uh, two concepts like user and roles. What are the types of users we have? What are the type of roles we have? Okay, now we'll discuss on enterprise structure. Okay, what is enterprise structure? So what are the main components will be included in the enterprise structure? So to configure enterprise structure, we have to do some setups on a calendar, currency, chart of account, uh, and accounting method, primary ledger, legal entity, and business unit. So these are the main important setups we need to do for the complete the enterprise structure setups. Okay, now let's understand one by one. So in enterprise structure, so you can see this, graph how real time, enterprise structure will be created. So here you can see enterprise like a Infusion Corporation, that is the organization name. Okay, they have different business processes. Okay, in Infusion lighting, Infusion security. Let's say just example. This is for best example. Okay, they have two business processes. That means they will maintain two primary ledgers. Business divisions, nothing better. You can say primary ledgers. They have different country level. They have business operations. Okay, so here you can see legal entities. Every business, every division level, they will have multiple legal entities. Okay, so multiple legal entities they have and multiple business units they have. So sales, marketing, nothing but business units. So if you are considering Japan, US, UK, India, so if a country change, then primary ledger also change. So legal entity and primary ledger will be considered for each country, Japan, US, UK, and India. So division means that is a business process you can consider. Okay. So let's say best example I can say, I mean, we have best example, let's say L&T company. So L&T company will have multiple operations. Okay, L&T in L&T, now we can say uh, how many business process they have. Like one level they have construction and they used to construct bridges and buildings. Okay, different projects. Okay, that is L&T construction. Next one, L&T uh, metro. So this is separate. This is separate business process. They used to build a metro, like metro lines and metro trains. They used to maintain that. Next one is L&T Finance. So that this is finance oriented business process they have, L&T Finance. And one more thing, L&T Infotech, that is IT services. Okay, they have different, four type of business operations, but parent company is same, L&T groups. L&T logo will apply for all the business processes. Okay, you can apply the same Tata, okay, TCS. You can say Tata can be applied for the multiple business process, and Infosys or Wipro, they have multiple business operations. Like that, we are taking L&T Corporation, like L&T groups, for the example. Okay, so if you see in a construction level, there is L&T symbol. If you see in IT level, IT organization level, there is L&T symbol. And if you go for finance, if you go for metro, everything, everywhere, LT symbol will be common, because they are all this business process will work under L&T group. Okay, that we can consider as a divisions, business processes. Okay, if they have each division having multiple business units, multiple legal entities under multiple primary ledgers, based on the location, based on the you know uh, business level, they will maintain multiple legal entities, business units, and primary ledgers. Okay, this is high level information. Now we'll see, to configure the enterprise structure, what are the important components we should consider. Okay, to set up the enterprise structure, we have to configure financial reporting structure, legal entity, and business units, and uh, ledgers, nothing but primary ledgers. Let's understand one by one, like what is financial reporting structures. Okay, and next, legal entity. What is legal entities? What is ledgers? What is a primary ledger or different ledgers? And what is about business units? Okay, so first, financial reporting structure. So financial reporting structure will contain three components, major components: chart of accounts, calendar, and currencies. Okay, we have three type of components, important components: chart of account, calendars, and currencies. Let's say first component, chart of account. So how we can see this chart of account in application level? So when you create one transaction, the transaction will be create as a accounting string. So simply you can see here. So three lines are created. One line debited 200, two lines credited 100. Okay, there are this is one transaction actually. By seeing this transaction, this accounting string, we can able to understand from where it is where it is created, what is type of whether it is purchase or sale, payment or receipt. Like that, we can identify the based on watching the uh, accounting string. So how this accounting string will be constructed, how this accounting setup, I mean combinations will be, like a company, line of business, natural account, cost center, product, all these values, how the values have been created. Okay, if you can see next level, this is the chart of account. Okay, the main key considerations for this chart of account is like code combinations. Okay, code combinations, like you can say. So we have a set of structure instance. So within one structure, you can create a multiple instances. So you can see this is company cost center account. This is the values you can see here: company, account, and cost centers. The same values you can see. So these are the flex fields. Okay, this we called as a flex fields. Company, cost center, whatever account segments we used to create in a chart of account level, that is called a flex field segments. And next one is this box we can call as value set. And under this box, if you create some values, that is called a value set values. Okay, so each segment level we used to create a value sets, different value sets, and under value set we will create a values. So we'll discuss one by one. What is value set, what is values, what is segment, what is chart of account, and what is chart of account instance, what is chart of account structure, everything. Okay, so chart of account, what is the difference between chart of account structure and chart of account structure instance? So main thing, so to create a functional transaction, when you create a functional transaction like purchase or sales or whatever, payments or receipts in application level, so the back end it will create a accounting string. So accounting string, how the accounting string will be created. So here we will configure the accounting string, setup at enterprise, like for this chart of account level. Okay, chart of account is the option or the provision to enter, to create or to configure your accounting string. Okay, so here there are two options: chart of account structure instance. You can create one structure. Okay, every company should have, every enterprise structure should have one, at least one enterprise structure. So using one enterprise structure, you can create multiple structure instances based on your business requirement. So as we discussed, one group of company can have multiple business processes, multiple locations level, multiple business process we have. So based on your requirement, you can configure multiple instances, okay, multiple structure instances that can be applied different business process in your organization. Okay, let's see. So what is difference between what is the process of enterprise structure and enterprise structure instance? Here you can see this is left side enterprise structure we have, right side we have enterprise structure instance. So enterprise structure level will configure segments, nothing but flex fields. So in previous screen, you have seen company, cost center, department, okay, account. Those are the segment values. Okay, here at the chart of account structure level will configure segments. Okay, so system will allow you to create, to configure up to 30 segments. Up to 30 segments you can configure in Oracle Fusion application. So best practice, you can configure up to 7 to 10 maximum segment values. Okay, that is best practice, but system will allow you to create up to 30 segments. So each segment level, we can assign the labels and we can assign the value sets. So what is a segment label? What is value set? We will discuss. Okay. So at enterprise structure level, what we'll do, what is the major concept, like a major configure we used to do is configure segments, and each segment level will assign segment labels and value set, default value sets. Okay, so once you created multiple segments, what are the required segments you needed? How many segments, like a company, department, and so based on requirement, based on the company requirement, you can configure the segment labels. Segments are nothing but flex fields. Okay, so you can assign the segment labels and you can assign the value sets for the segments and you can save it. So chart of account chart of account structure will be completed by doing this configuration of segments, assigning the labels and value set for the segments. Next level, this is an instance level. So using the same structure, whatever we created structure here, using the same structure, you can do the some changes based on your requirement. You can change the value sets. Okay, and you can add the values for the segments, and you can create some segment hierarchies, account hierarchies, and there is different options. In instance level we have multiple options, functional options. We can enable it based on our business process requirement. Okay, So these are the functionalities we will covered in the application, like a general ledger level, cross validation rule, account combinations, security rule, and a account hierarchy. These are the functionalities which can be enabled at a instance level based on your business process. So since we have multiple business process, we can create multiple instances. We can assign each functionality for each business process. So now see what is the chart of account. Let's see example. So we discussed here segment, right? Segment and labels value set. Let's discuss on this. So segment nothing but you can see red mark company, department and account. Company, department and account. Let's say you can extend to a product, a project, another segment values as well. So here I'm just giving an best example. For example, I'm giving it three components only. That is three segments, like a company segment, department segment, and a account segment. So for company segment, we have provided label as a primary balancing segment, and department secondary balance segment, and company account for account we provided a natural account segment. So this is labels. The above primary, secondary, natural, these are the segments. Okay, these are the labels. So while creating segments, flex field segments, we should provide at least one label for the segment. Okay, so that is labels. I mean, system level, we can pick it one label and we can assign to the segment. Next level, value set. So before configuring these segments, company, department, or account, whatever values, whatever segments we are configuring. So each component, each segment level, we have to create a value set. So for each segment, we will assign their related value set. So what is a value set? Okay. So value set will be, it will control the, like how we can say, uh, it is a control point, like how much length we can use, how much, what are the characters we need to use. Okay, how many, what is the validation type we have. So like that, security level rules we can apply. So that is called a value set. So value set level, what we can do is, just a minute, somebody came. Yeah. So we are in a segment level, right? Okay. So what is a segment? So segment is nothing but a value, or nothing but generally we call as a flex field. So based on a business objective, okay, we can create our own segments. The list of segments we can create based on our business objective or business requirement. Okay, so the segments will not be same for all the organizations. Okay, based on the business process, based on the business requirement, the segments names can be changed. Okay, segment names can be differed. So let's say, so service oriented companies, the segment names can be different. Manufacturing companies, segment names can be different. So anyhow, so for best example, you can say company nothing but like entities. You can consider as entities or sources or funds that you can consider as a company. And departments. So different, if you have different departments, then you can consider a cost centers or departments, different line of businesses, you can say. And account will be same. Natural account will be all the business processes. Okay, so you can create maximum segments up to 30 segments. Okay, the best practice, you can create 7 to 8 segments for the organization level. Okay, and these segments nothing but we can call as a key flex fields. Flex field will have three type of flex fields. One is a key flex field, descriptive flex field, and a extensible flex field. We'll discuss on flex field separately. Yeah. So since we are saying, since we are calling these segments as a flex field, so mainly this flex field is a type of key flex field. Okay. Right. Now, how we can, define this, accounting string? By seeing this accounting string, like see, let's last screen. So you can see 101, 202, 301, 4001. So when you are seeing in a, when you're creating a transaction in AP level, then system will create this accounting string. So how this accounting string will be created? So okay, how this, I mean, how we can consider this is a purchase or sales, or this is what product we purchasing, what product we are selling. Okay, so let's say in one company we have two business processes. Okay, super motors and super foods. There are two different business process. One is food business, one is motors business. Okay, so in this concept, like we can configure the values like segments, what, how we can create a segments. So super corporation I can consider value as 100. So and that is a company. Super corporation is a company. Under company we have two business processes. One is super motor and one is super foods. Okay, two companies we have. So each company level, okay, super motors level, we have different bikes, bike, car, truck. There are the different categories. So bike category will uh, recognize it as a 201. Cars category you can recognize it as a 202, and trucks you can recognize it as a 203. And food related company, we can you can create the same account configuration, account values, but that configuration like identification is different. Soft drink 201, ready to eat 202, okay, daily needs 203. But here company is changed. The same segments we are using, but companies are changed. Okay, so if you take the super motors companies example, okay, so this is how account hierarchy indicates. So 101, 202, 101 is a company. Okay, motor company. 201 is a category. 201 is a category. Under 201, we have different car models. Okay, different car models. So I think it is a mistake. 202 should be there at a car level. Okay, 202 is a car, right? So by mistake here mentioned 201. So 101, 202, under 201, 202, you can see there are multiple car models. So if you are buying some product like a what is the bike model? 301 Swift. So accounting string will be created like this: 101, 202, 301, 4001. What does that mean? So we have some sales activity for supermarket. Okay, super motors, that is 101. This is not food related. This is related to motors. And which component is related to car? Okay, so it's not about a bike, it's not about a truck, it's about a car. So what model of car we are selling? So different models we have. 301 indicating that uh, Swift. Okay, that is the model. And what is the activity? Account receivable activity, nothing but sales activity. Account payable, nothing but a purchase activity. So something, so based on account type, you can consider whether it is purchase, sale, okay, so payment or receipt, what all those functionality we can identify. Okay, so by seeing this accounting string, we can assume that, I mean, we can identify the entire transaction. So what is the transaction, from where it is created, how it is created, okay, what is the product we are purchasing or selling, whatever. Okay, so this is how segments and accounting string will be created. Now we are discussing segments, right? These are all segments. Okay, company, multiple products, all this, you can see this string 101, 202, 301, 4001. All these are called segments. Okay. So now value set. So before I think I have discussed like value set means to configure these values. So whatever the values we are configuring, 101, 202, multiple values you can configure under company level. So let's say this is company department, uh, another line of business under account. So under company you can create multiple values. Under account level also you can create multiple values. Each level you can create a multiple values. So how we can create multiple values? So based on value set level, we will we will give the condition. So here you have to provide maximum length. Okay, here you can see there are for this one three digits are there. For this we have 4 digits. Like that, each segment can maintain different set of lengths. So first segment can be 2, second segment can be 3, third segment can be 4, fifth segment can be 5. Like that, we can maintain different lengths for the segments. Where we can configure that different lengths, value set level. Value set level, we will give the how much length should be used for each segment. For each segment, we used to create a value set. At a value set level, we'll configure how much length we should provide, and what is the data validation type. Validation type we should provide, and that text type, whether it is number, we should provide number. Here you can see number, but you can allow the character as well. If you provide a character, then it will allow number or digits. So character also will be allowed. So that like that you can configure at value set level. You can consider if it is only uppercase value should be created, then you can enable uppercase. If you allow only lowercase, you can enable. If you are enable, if you are allowing both capital and small cases, you can enable it. So that can be configured at a value set level. So and value set level also we have another option, security rule. So this values separate nothing but let's say we created this 3 car models. Okay, 301, 302, 304. So like that we have 10 values. So for each user level, if you don't want to show all the numbers, all the segments for all the segment values for the employee, then you can restrict it. So that is called a security rule. Security rule can be applied at a value set level. So anyways, each segment level, each segment will have one value set. So if you apply the security rule at a value set level, then it will apply entire this one particular segment. It will not apply for all the segments. It will apply only one segment. So that is called value set. So real time, like when we are starting the setups, again we'll discuss on this value set. Then you will get a better idea. So now you can see segment label. Okay, what is segment label? Here you can see. So above example, so here we created one segment, above segment label, below value set. Now we discussed on segment, what is significant of segment, and a segment nothing but a key flex field, and the value set, what is importance of value set. Now we are discussing above one, primary, secondary, natural account, segment labels. Those are segment labels. See, segment labels are, created for each segment level, a significant will be changed. Okay. So if you provide a primary balance in segment, so each primary ledger, like each ledger level, each company level will have one primary balancing segment. That means, let's say we have ABC Limited company. Okay, we have ABC Limited company. Under ABC Limited company, we'll have three locations. Okay, ABC Limited company is located at the US level, UK, and India. US, UK, India. Three countries level, we have a business operation for ABC Limited. So primary balancing will created three primary balancing segments. One is India, one is UK, one is US. So if you are looking for India related reports, you can search for the balancing segment for India. And if you are looking for US, if you are looking for UK, so like that you can search based on the company, nothing but a primary balancing segment. Then you can fetch the data. Okay, for that, generally we use this primary balancing segment. So this is a mandatory. Required means mandatory. Required means mandatory. If you are configuring one enterprise structure, you have to provide at least, not at least, so mandatory this primary balancing segment for company or whatever entity we are creating, that should be provided for the segment. Next one, natural account. So it will indicates that what type of activity you are doing. So purchase activity, sales activity, expense activity, or this is type of accounting, different account types will be available at a natural account segment level. So if you are applying this natural account segment to account segment, then you will see the different options will be available at a values level. Okay, you can select different account type based on your requirement. So if you are creating expense related value, then you can select account type as expenses. If you are creating asset value, then you can create asset value and account type must be asset. Like that, you can assign the asset type for the values. So that privilege will comes with a natural account segment. So these two are mandatory to to deploy or to confirm the one enterprise structure. Okay, so there are many other segment labels we can see: secondary balancing segment, third balancing, intercompany, cost center. So these are all optional based on the requirement. If you are so let's see this cost center segment. So this is required only when you are doing and expenses related activities or expense model related activities. Then it would be required. Cost center segment would be required for the cost center uh, you know segment. Okay, so these are the importance of label. So just remember, we need two mandatory segment labels, that is called primary balancing segment and a natural account segment. These are the two mandatory segment labels we have to provide for these segments. So remaining we can ignore, we can optionally can ignore it. Okay. Now the best practice to create configure the enterprise structure is, first we have to create a value set. So let's say if you finalize the chart of account for chart of account, say that company, department, uh, this chart of account will be confirmed by the enterprise. Okay, the organizations ABC Limited, they will confirm how many chart of account, how many chart of account values or segments will be configured. So based on that, so we will get the list how many segments needs to be created: company, department, account, product, project, like that. There are a list of 5 or 6 segment values has to be configured. So based on that, first what we need to do, first we need to configure the value set for the segments. First we have to configure company, department value sets. Okay, like that 5 segments, whatever, how many segments we are going to configure. First we have to configure the value set, uh, you know, for the values segments. Once we completed that, then we can create a chart of account structure. At chart of account structure, okay, you can configure, you can assign the segment labels and one more thing, value set, whatever we created before. So value set we created the first, right? The same value set we can assign at a structure creation level. Once you created, then you can configure the structure instance as well. So after that, you can deploy the entire enterprise structure. Okay. Once you complete the deployment, after the deployment completion, you can add the values for the value sets. At the value set level, you can add the values. Okay. Yeah, Abhishek.
Yeah, Mahesh, so I'm a bit confused with the structure instances. Like can you explain what is the difference between the chart of accounts and chart of account structure instances?
See, structure, first chart of account structure indicates that how many segments has to be configured, how many segments needs to be used for the accounting combination. So structure level will configure the segments and segment level, segment labels, and what you say, value sets. So this will be configured at a structure level. So using the same structure, you can configure the instance. So structure instance, nothing matter based on your business process. Okay, you can create multiple structure instances based on the same structure what we created. So let's say we created five or six segment structure, and you can create multiple structure instances. And multiple structure instances you can apply with the multiple primary ledgers. If you have multiple primary ledgers, that means if you have maintaining multiple multiple locations level, multiple countries level, maintaining multiple business processes, like primary ledgers. Okay, you can use this separate multiple structure instances based on your need. So each instance level we can enable different functionalities. Okay, so we'll see that while configuring we'll get a better idea what is the difference between
You
structure
mean
and a structure instance.
you mean to say that we can copy the original chart of account structure and create a duplicate ones, the
Yes,
instance?
instance, yeah, we can use the same chart of account structure for multiple structure instances.
Okay. So we can copy that and create a duplicate with a different name, and then we can assign to a different ledger. That you
Yes,
mean?
yes, exactly.
Okay.
So next component is calendar. Okay, so as we discussed here, there are three components, right? So here you can see chart of account and calendar, currencies. So now we completed chart of account, and now let's discuss calendar and currencies. So what is calendar? So calendar is a very important component. So I mean this calendar is required for primary ledger configuration as well. Okay, so the calendar mainly used for if you are configuring one chart of account, you can create multiple calendars based on your requirement. If you are see if you are operating your business operations along around like in as you said, ABC Limited having a UK level business operations, US level and India level. Okay, so UK, US level and UK level, there is accounting calendar would be January to December accounting calendar. But whereas India, our financial year will be uh, April to March. Okay, since here the calendars also differed. The company is same, ABC Limited company is there, but based on country, the calendar is also changing. So here, Oracle Fusion allows you to create a multiple type of calendars for the same business process. Okay, so based on organization, based on business process, based on the business location, you can access the calendars. Okay, so account what you say that uh, what are the financial transactions, what are the functional transactions you are creating in our business process. So that should be based on your country, that should be based on your accounting policies. So in each country they used to follow different calendars. Okay, where we have to follow the same calendars, because end of the year, end of the financial year, we have to submit the income tax to the government. So that is where we have to follow different calendars. So we have different you know frequencies. We have monthly calendar, quarterly calendar, yearly calendar. This is quarterly, different type of quarters. Okay, what is monthly, what is quarterly, what is yearly? So let's say monthly means, so it is a duration for 1 month, 30 days duration. That is called 1 month frequency. Okay, period frequency, nothing but 1 month can be one period considered for 1 month. If you are considering a period as a quarter, so from January 1st to March 31st, it all 3 months will you consider as a one period. So if you are considering half yearly or you know yearly, so entire year will be considered as a one period. So the best practice I used to, the company used to maintain monthly. Monthly means every month will be considered as a period. So period nothing but it is a duration from one date to another date. So you can create a one monthly, you can create quarterly, you can create half yearly. So like that you can create multiple frequencies. So based on your selection of frequency, the periods will be created. If you selected monthly frequency, every year you can see 12 periods. If you created quarterly frequency, then you can see 4 periods. If you selected weekly option also there. So weekly means every week will consider as a period. So then 1 year you can see 52, 53 weeks. Nothing but 53, 52 periods will you can able to see in a calendar. So why we need this calendar? Okay, so as I said, okay, if you are creating any transaction, so there is a important field you can see transaction date. So to consider the transaction date, we can maintain these calendars. Okay, and one more thing, how we can maintain these periods? Why we needed period? You can create any date, right? So why we needed period? So generally, every company used to publish their reports. So by every month or every quarter, every yearly, they used to publish their reports. So here in this periods level, we have option to close the period to open period. So users or employees will be restricted to enter the data. So or modify the data or delete the data on required periods. So let's say we generated one report for the April month and we closed the April month period. And now the user, if you are enabling periods access to the employees can go and modify the data at a closing period. Okay, that should not be allowed. That is where we can control on the periods. So if you are publishing one report based on from your organization, that should be reliable and that should be accurate. Okay, that's why we used to this periods. We can control them. We can we can stop once the April month is completed. Then we can close the period. No one can go and update the data, delete the data, create the new data once the period is closed. So that is where periods are very important under calendars. Okay, so each calendar level we have one adjusting period. So nothing but we can create multiple adjustment periods every quarter level, every half yearly level, or yearly level. Okay, yearly means every 31st December. 31st December, another period will be added. So generally, when you are closing the period, closing the books, okay, so auditing will be done after period closed December 31st. If something is missed, something adjustment entries need to be created in application, then system will not allow you because the periods are closed. What you can do is the adjusting transaction can be created in adjusting period for 31st December. So for 1 day there will be adjusting period will be opened. So on this day you can create adjusting transaction. So which you found a difference in the auditing process. So that is called a calendar. And currencies, basically whatever currencies means functional currency. Let's say if you are working, our ABC Limited company is located in 3 locations. Okay, India level, we have one company, and same company is having in a US level, UK level, Australia level. So wherever it is located, so they have to maintain their local currency transactions. Okay, so let's say ABC Limited located in US. So they have to create the transaction, all the transaction based on the US currency, not UK currency, or not INR currency, not Australia currency. They have to follow their own their local currency, functional currency. And India level company, they have to follow INR currency. Australia level, they have to follow AUD currency. Like that, the business where it is located, that local currency considered as a functional currency. So Oracle Fusion provides all ISO related ISO confirmed certified currencies. All currencies will be configured automatically. Seeded values you can see in a currencies level. Okay, you can use them. Okay, you can enable it and you can use the same currencies based on your requirement. Okay, so here there are different options we have: conversions, revaluation, translation. These are the related currency conversions. If you have foreign currency transactions, okay, let's say I'm dealing with US currency, but I have some purchases from INR, India or Australia. Then when you purchase some products from India, the supplier will give the supplier invoice in a INR currency, not your US currency. Okay, let's say if you travel to US and you brought some computer, let's say laptop. So how you will get the invoice? You will get the invoice in US dollars. If you ask them like I am coming from India, so can you provide invoice in a INR currency? No, they will not provide current invoice in a INR. So what they I mean their business are processing under US level only. Okay, so they will provide US tax invoice. So like that, here in US level, we are getting some foreign currency like INR related purchases. INR related invoice will get. We should able to enter the same INR transaction in our books of accounts. Okay, that is where this foreign currency transaction will be considered for the functionality level. Conversions means nothing but a rate of exchange. Okay, rate exchanges, we can say INR to USD, how much rate conversion you can see, and revaluation, translation. So these are the functionalities. So we will discuss all these functionalities at a general ledger level. Okay, right. So now coming to accounting method. Now coming to accounting method. Generally, this two type of accounting method you can see in the general, accounting process. One is cash accounting method, and next one is accrual accounting method. So I will give best example. So for the cash accounting method, so if you see any retail store, if you see any retail store, okay, you can go there and you can pick one of the product in a retail store. So if you go for any DMart or Vijay or some any retail store, if you can go and you can find your required product and you can come to billing a desk. So here, so how they used to do their accounting activities. So they will consider, okay, so they will consider the income when they receive the money, they will consider as a income. Okay, so if you don't give any money, if you are taking a product, can you, I mean, if you ask the billing agent, like billing executive, so I am taking this product, tomorrow I will come and pay the money. So will that agent, I mean, the executive will accept you? So will give the product to you? No, he will not give the product until unless you paid the amount. Okay, invoice tax also, after you have done the payment, invoice will be generated. So In cash accounting method means when you receive the money, then it will be considered as income. If you're not receiving any money, then they will not record any transaction in their accounting books. That is called cash accounting method. So simple purchase or sales. Whenever you purchase, okay, you have to pay amount. When you pay it, then they will consider as a expense. Okay, when you are selling, when you are receiving amount, then will they consider as a income. Okay, immediate action should be done. Money should be received or money should be paid immediately, then you will record in the books. Whereas comparing to accrual accounting method, accrual method like accrual accounting methods will be used in organizations level. So let's say we used to purchase a lot of raw materials. We used to use the raw material at organization level, and we cannot pay the immediately. I mean, we cannot pay the amount to a supplier immediately. So based on the agreement with the supplier, we can pay after 20 days, we can pay after 30 days. Once the invoice is received against the raw material, after receiving invoice or raw material, after 30 days, we may pay to the supplier. That is agreement. So based on the agreement, like when you receive the material, when you receive the invoice from the supplier, then will record in the system. Okay, so that is called a expense. That is we can consider as expense. Let's say in April month we got some raw material, we got some purchases from XYZ. So we'll record in the books of accounts. Okay, in books we can consider April month we bought some material from XYZ. We are liable. We have to pay. That is expense for the April month. Let's say we have done some sale. We done. I mean, we just sale to ABC or Mr. A one product, our final product. So immediately we may not receive the money from the customer. So maybe May month we may receive, but April what we can record. So we have done some sales to Mr. A and we are about to receive the money. So that is receivable. So that can be considered as the income for the April month. So that will be recorded in the system. Here the expense are income, whatever. So here immediately we are not receiving, but the transaction has been done in the April month. Maybe payment or receipt can be done in May month, but actually transaction when it is done on April, then immediately we can record the transaction in April and the same expense or income will be considered for the month of April. That is called accrual concept. But whereas cash accounting method, immediate action. So when you receive money, then will record in the books of account. When you paid money, then you will record the transaction in the books of accounts. That is called cash accounting method. Okay. So there are different type of accounting methods. Let's say, so we completed that. So here you can see there are the three components that we discussed, right? One is financial reporting structure, and financial reporting structure we have chart of account, calendar, accounting method, and currencies. These three concepts will cover. Next level, ledgers, legal entities, and business units. Okay, so we can discuss this like these two topics, like what you say, uh, primary ledger, legal entity, and a business unit. These three topics we'll discuss in next session. Okay, so as of now, if you have any questions, you can ask.
Mahesh, can you one more time explain accrual accounting and cash accounting? I'm a little bit confused.
So, see, I mean, as a person, okay, as a person, you went to one retail store. You need some product. You need some grocery. Okay, so if you go to that, that retailer shop. So what you will do? You will go into the shop and you will pick the product whatever you need it. Okay,
Mhm.
so you cannot say that, I mean, you cannot tell them, I will take this product now. So tomorrow, today I don't have money. Tomorrow I will come back to you and will pay the money. Okay, so they will not accept, and even the system will not allow you the, I mean, to take the product outside without doing the payment. Okay, that is like that is the example of where cash accounting method follows, where accounting, I mean, that type of accounting method follows. So in generally, this retailing stores will follow the cash accounting method. So that means here, when you create, when you do the payment, when you do actually doing the payment, then that will consider as the expense that will be recorded in your books. So one time activity, that is called single act, single, you can say, single entry system. So only one entry will be done for one expense activity. So if you see, if you receive some money from the some other party, okay, so if you you don't record any other records, only when you receive money, then only you will record the transaction in your books of accounts. So that is single entry system.
Okay, here,
Same way.
uh, yeah, Mahesh. So when you purchase one item from a retail store,
Mhm.
uh, purchasing record also should be recorded in the books, and you have to pay for that
Yes, yes,
product,
yes,
right?
yes.
So, and cash record should be paid.
See,
Either it is
here,
expected.
see, that's what I'm telling. Here, in accrual basis, there is two transaction will be created. Like a purchase level, purchase entry will be created. Payment level, payment entry will be created. That is accrual concept, double entry system. But whereas in a cash accounting system, only one entry, purchase, direct cash purchase. So we are
Okay,
purchasing
against
product
to
and a
purchase
payment, direct
cash.
payment entry. That is single
Okay,
entry
okay,
system.
got it,
Okay.
got it.
So here, when you receive money, when you pay money, then directly that transaction will be recorded. But here, very comparing with accrual method, when you are doing purchases, so let's say expense related, when you are doing purchase, April level, April month level, I will create purchase invoice. Okay, purchase invoice level, liability will be recorded in your books. That
Okay,
means you have to pay some money to one person, XYZ person, we have to pay some money. So that liability account will be created. That is first entry. When you paid money actually in the May month, you have done the payment now. Now that liability account will be reversed and a payment will be created in a May month. That is dual entry. Like a purchase entry is created and a payment entry also created. But here we created two entries. So April month we created liability, May month we created payment entry. But here, instead of a liability account, that directly we are doing the payment entry. Okay, only one
okay,
entry is created. But whereas accrual level, we created two entries. May April level accrual entry is there. That means liability account. And May month level, we are doing the exact payment. Okay, so that is double entry system, nothing but accrual accounting method.
okay, got it. Thank you. And
Yeah.
I have a few more questions. So you said we need to create employees in the enterprise structure level. So in real time, who will responsible for creating employees
So
as a
IT
functional
admin,
consultant?
IT. So every company will maintain IT team. Okay. So
Mhm.
IT team will have the access, even though we are, functional consultant, we will not get the access for the front end application and the production application. So the company team who is working for IT team, okay, they will give the access for every new employee or, existing employees. If you want to give more data accesses or more roles for the employees, then the, I mean, IT department, IT admins can do that.
Okay. In day-to-day business, they will create whenever new employee is
Yes,
hired
yes,
into the organization. But
yes.
there is a possibility of migrating a legacy system to the new system. In that case, we have to load all the existing employees in the new application, right? So
Yeah,
in that case,
that is a data migration process. We'll discuss that. See, the bulk employees we can extract into one Excel table. Then we can
Mhm.
import all the employees into Oracle Fusion. That is the data migration process.
Okay, in that case, functional consultant will be doing all these activities and
Yes,
assigning roles and responsibilities.
yes, exactly.
Okay, and one more question related to segment chart of account. You said we have a limited 30 number of segment we can able to
Yeah,
create.
maximum.
So how can we decide these many segments needed for a business? And
See, this is
you said
yeah, this
company,
is
department, and so what are all these naming conventions? Who will decide whether it is a company or a department or a business unit, whatever it is?
yeah.
So
Actually,
all are those
before
predefined from application level, or it's a generic terms?
yeah, completed, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So generally, before starting the implementation process, before starting the implementation process of enterprise structure for a organization, so every organization they used to maintain one solution architect. Okay,
Mhm.
solution architect will decide the enterprise structure. Okay, solution architect will decide the enterprise structure. So enterprise structure nothing but how many segments would be needed. They're based on their business functionalities, they based on their companies. If the business process like they have multiple uh, locations, like let's say they are they are multiple business processes where they are operating in US, they are operating in multinations. They needed some company related segment or entity related segment, and they have multiple departments. Each company level, each process level, they have multiple departments. Then they will maintain departments. So if they based on their business units, there there are there are multiple business units, right? So based on their
Yes.
business units, they can maintain the cost centers or departments as well. Okay, and so accounting, natural account is mandatory, like based on accounting type, how many account types we have. So we have five type of account types, like assets, liability, and income. So all those revenue, all those type of accounting types we can configure. So if you are maintaining different products, if you are maintaining, if you are manufacturing products, if you are providing multiple services, if you are construction company, then you can maintain multiple projects. So based on that, you can create one segment for that. So this is based on purely based on your business process. So business process, based on business process, enterprise like a uh, what is a solution architect will decide this enterprise structure, like this number of segments, how many number of segments would be needed for your business process. Okay, so we can advise if they ask. If they ask something, some advice before configurations, then we can advise
Mhm.
how we can configure these segments. If they don't align with the solution architect, if they are depending on us, then you can advise based on your business process. You can you can use these segments, you can configure this much segments. Okay, like that.
Okay. I mean, this chart of account structure will be used in a reporting point of view, right?
Yeah.
So we can able to generate report at subledger level also. So what is the need of considering these as a segment, including in a chart of
See,
account?
this chart of account, whatever you are configuring the chart of account, this is not for one module,
Mhm.
the entire organization. So whatever HCM level or PPM level, SCM level, procurement level, projects, whatever project you are dealing with in an organization. So this is a core. Enterprise structure is a core. So if you are creating purchase invoices, if you are doing payments, if you are creating sales, if you are doing receipts, if you are doing a reconciliation process, everywhere the same chart of account, same segments you can able to see. Okay, so whatever the transaction you are doing and in your organization, everything with linked with this chart of account. You get it right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, got it. Yeah. And one more question. For each segment, we need to assign some labels. And
Yeah.
you showed one slide. There are some optional segment and labels, and there is one primary segment label and a secondary and third as well.
Yeah. See, generally the importance, the priority, you can say. So generally, one priority, second priority, third priority, fourth priority, you can say that, right? So like that, if you want to maintain, a company and a sub companies, like that, if you want to maintain sub portions, like you can create a primary, secondary, third, and a fourth, like that. So it's on depends on. Okay, let's say if you are doing if you are maintaining some business departments, each departments you have to maintain sub departments. So then you can give as a secondary, balancing segment, a third balancing segment, like that. So commonly, I mean, the most important is primary balancing segment, that should be given at least one of the segment.
Okay. And we can provide the segment label to any segment, or it is
Ah, see,
a
most, I
one-to-one
mean,
match with the company to primary.
See, basic common sense that see, if you are maintaining multiple companies, then companies should have the primary balancing segment. Okay, so basically we used to provide where the balancing segment value you are assigning at legal entity, that should be considered as a primary balancing segment. Okay, generally the first segment, first value, whatever we creating, so that can be source, that can be entity, that can be, you know uh, company. So naming convention will be different, but you can assign a primary balance segment from what point, at what point you are referring the reports. Like we have three companies, like three business processes. So L&T, I given an example, L&T. So they
Okay.
have finance, they have construction, they have IT. Okay. So for three business process level, I can create multiple companies, 10, 20, 30. So let's say this company codes, okay, 10, 20, 30. So if I want to view the reports for one company, construction company, then you can the primary balancing segment given to 20. Then you can search with the 20. Then you can find all the 20 related transaction. That means construction, finance, and IT services we mentioned. 20 means uh, construction, or finance. Let's say finance. Okay, so all finance related activities will be fetched like that. So you can maintain multiple companies, and each company level you can fetch the data, because we have assigned the primary balancing segment for the company value. So that can be, you can call as a source, you can call as a fund, you can call as a, that is entity. So naming convention can be different.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mahesh.
Yeah. So anybody, any questions?
Mahesh, one question from my end. Suppose we have, users are created by I mean, IT consultants, right? I mean, IT admin department, right?
Okay.
So if an user which is created an employee user, okay, and he is being appointed as an account manager from AP point of view,
Mhm.
so the job role which will be assigned, like the job role, that assignment will be done by our end, or like there will be
So
security
that everything will done by IT team. Everything will done by employee creations, employee rules allocations, rules modifications. Everything will done by IT team. Okay, we just provide the instructions how we can do that. So in
Okay.
real time, I'm saying in real time, in regular business process level, so we will not do any business level activities or application level activities like so that is like a admin role level, right? So
Yes.
security level, so that yeah, so we will give some instructions to the admins, then they will do that. So it see our access will at a test environment level before
Okay.
go live, before completion of implementation. We will have the access for IT security. I mean, we can create users, you can assign the roles and responsibility, everything. But once we went to live, I mean, once it went to utilization, then you may not have the access in the production level. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so everything will be done through the IT team. Everything will
Hmm.
be done by IT team. So everything will be documented, everything will be traced out. Okay, there is a system like if you need any user creation, if you need any roles, then you have to raise a ticket.
Okay.
Okay, based on the ticket, we will what we used to do, we will create one document how we can do that. So the same setup document will be completed in a lower environment level. The same document will be provided to IT team. So IT team will follow the same documentation process, then they will replicate in the production.
Okay.
So
So,
like that.
for example, yeah. So, for example, Mahesh, suppose Mr. X has been appointed as a line manager for accounts payable department. So, Mr. X will be created as an employee because he is on direct payroll of the company. So, he will be created as an employee, correct?
Yes, yes.
And then as an employee role means in employee related all his pension, PFs and all those stuff, salary, all those stuffs will be available, right? In the
Yes, yes.
abstract role, what
Yes,
you
yes, yes.
show that. And in the job role, he will be given as a line manager, and all the report is the hierarchy structure will be, concerned
Yes,
person
yes. He will
reported
get
on.
the notifications if somebody is assigned with this employee for the approvals. If something is he has to take an action on the other records, then he will get the notification based on job role.
Job role, and
Yeah,
under duty role, he will be assigned to accounts payable
yeah. He will be
domain.
access only one part of the module in the application, except all the other activities. He will only access some part of the application, then he can do the activities, limited activities.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Got
yeah. Anybody, any questions? Right. Tomorrow we'll continue this part, like we'll discuss primary ledger, legal entity, and business units. Then we'll start the setups. Okay. Right. So if you have any queries, just go through this video and make it note everything, and you can contact me on your group if you have any queries. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.